It's not a hypothetical situation, but I'm going to run it by Mo as though it happened to him. So there you are. You are on a first date, right? And the woman that you're dating, very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's got a lot of money in the bank, right? And while you're out with her, during the conversation, she asks you about your bank account info. She wants to see some paper. All right? She wants to actually see how much you got in your bank account. Do you go for it? You immediately leave?
Absolutely not. I'm not showing her my bank account information on a first date. I probably would leave.
And to be honest, like if you're leaving all your money in a checking or savings account, well, then you're being stupid with your money. Like you need it in better accounts that are going to get you better interest.
So Sofia Franklyn has a podcast called Sofia with an F. She used to be part of Call Her Daddy. And she was on TikTok last week, and she's saying she does this now. So if she's out on a date with a guy, because she's very successful, right? She'll ask the dude about his bank account and his bank account info. So here she is talking about it on the podcast.
I'm not joking. I have asked the last 3 dudes I've dated for their bank account info on the first date.
I don't judge people's actions. I look at the intention behind it. So, why do you ask for that?
Because I only want to date a wealthy guy that has money.
Valid. So you're getting straight to the point.
I think, I have a job. I'm very successful. So I think I have every right to be like, hi, are we on the same level or am I wasting my time?
So the problem here is that the only value she's looking at is money.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
she says
let's
level.
call it what it is. That's a shallow thing. I mean, it's one thing to want somebody that is capable and can take care of themselves, etc. But to only want to date somebody who is wealthy, I feel like you're missing out on a lot of good guys. That's just my personal take because my husband wasn't wealthy. And he's, I think, far and above greater than any of the rich guys that I ever dated. I dated rich dudes who drove fancy cars.
Invited you to New York and spit cheese on your feet.
That was something completely different. And that was the intern that had her feet spit with cheese on. But, if that's what's going to make you happy, then so be it. But I don't think that's really what's going to make you happy.
She's putting all the value on money, like you say with Bart, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be equity, or it has to be equal in the relationship somehow, some way. So if somebody's bringing all that cash in, then somebody else in the relationship has to, like your relationship is a perfect example.
But we're talking years down the road. If you are just starting to date somebody, like you're getting to know them, and their bank account is going to determine whether or not you go on a second date with them, that's shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then don't call it dating. Call it looking for a sugar daddy, because that to me is what that communicated. Because if you care so much that you need physical proof of how much somebody makes, you're not looking for a partner. You're looking for a bank account, literally.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I don't believe in this at all. But she's not looking for a sugar daddy. She's got her own money, and she's saying, like, look, I'm making this money. I'm doing my podcast every day. I bust my ass. So I want somebody that's on equal footing for me. So she doesn't really need a sugar daddy. She's just looking for somebody financially equal, but she's eliminating everything else that somebody might bring to the relationship to make it equal.
I get that she wants somebody to match her energy. If that's your preference, do you. But at the end of the day, it just seems like there's something to asking somebody, what do you do for a living? What are you doing with your life? How ambitious are you? Can you provide if I need you to? That's fine. But to ask for my actual number, to compare it to your number on a first date, and that's all you're going off, yeah, you're going to have a rough time out here.
So she, again, and here I am sticking up for her, right? She's saying she's only doing this for efficiency. She doesn't have a whole bunch of time to be dating dudes that are scrubs and stuff like that. So she's saying the same thing you're saying, Mo, except she's doing it in the first couple of minutes.
So what happens when you meet a guy that does match that but has nothing else you're looking for? Because I feel like you're going to run into that quite often.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it should be more.
And I get she wants to be protective of what she has built financially and doesn't want a guy coming in and skimming off of her hard work and taking her money, etc. But yeah, I like if roles were reversed, I couldn't fathom going out with a guy and him being like, all right, I got to see your bank accounts to know that you're on equal footing and the same level as me.
She just needs to do what I do and look up their address on Zillow, see what they paid for their house. It's a lot less creepy, and you get to see what the inside of their condo looks like.
Do you really do that?
Yes, I told you guys this.
She did tell us that.
That was one of the reasons I stayed with a guy. I'm like, he owns a condo in a part of town that I really like. I kid you not, it was a really nice condo. Anyway.
Have you ever started to date a guy and then looked up where he lives on Zillow and the house is just trash and you're like, I'm not going out with this guy again?
No, because I wouldn't date a guy who would buy a trash house.
The Bert Show.